listeners. My name is David Tony, and my little platform is David Davis. You agree with me that this platform has been very helpful, has been very beneficial, and it has actually edified or actually build up a lot of people in our society through their mindset and building a positive energy. In my last discussion, I discussed about a full of 40, how to become rich, and you will quite agree with me that that lecture was actually enriching. It was full of vitality. It was full of it was full of words that can build you up. It was full of those secrets that you can ever imagine that most people do not even think that existed before. So today we're going to look at how to make money. How to make money. Money is good. Money is very good. Without money, life is incomplete. And even biblically, the Bible also recognizes what we call money. Money is what is fulfillment. Money is essential in our life. So how do we make this money? I'll quickly brush through how we can actually make money in society and how to save money and some other topics as a place to this to this lecture. Now, what I'm going to talk about is actually how to earn a passive income. What is a passive income? A passive income is a secondary income. There are incomes that are secondary. When you talk about something, we mean apart from the fact that you are working somewhere and you are earning salary, you can still do some part-time jobs or do some things that can still get you money at the end of the day. So how do we make this money? Number one thing I'll talk about is what we call investment in what in dividend stock. You can invest in what in stock. In fact, in my subsequent class or in my upcoming lecture, I'm going to talk about all those stocks that you can actually invest in, like fixed income, like buying stock directly or buying stock through what we call a ETF. I'm going to talk about all these things in my subsequent class, and I believe that by the time you follow all these steps, you can become something meaningful in life. You can become rich in life. So you need to also invest in the in stocks. When you talk about stocks, there are stocks like like Amazon, Apple, and the rest of these guys. They are selling stocks, so you can buy their stocks. So buying stock, you can be a co-owner of those companies like McDonald's, like IBM, like AT&T. When you buy these stocks, you actually become what a co-owner of such company. So as the companies are developing and they are making money, you are also making your money. You can also invest in what we call real estate investment trust. You can invest in real estate. You know, these are stocks that are in the market. They give out dividends at a particular period of time. Most of these stocks you can buy Nigerian. I mean, you can buy Nigeria real estate. You can buy real estate in Nigeria. You can also buy real estate in outside Nigeria, maybe United States and some other countries like that. So when you buy these stocks, you become a co-owner as well, and you share in the profits. In fact, in my subsequent class, I'm going to mention all these real estate businesses that you can actually do by buying their stocks. So you can invest in real estate. And when you talk about real estate, you can also, if you have the money, you can build a house where you can build out to rent to people, and they pay you interest. I mean, they pay you rent every year. They pay you per annum. So so you can invest in real estate. You can invest in in dividend stocks. Then you can also invest in what we call index funds. There are some of those, the index funds, like when I talk about ETF the other time. When you talk about ETF, they are part of what we call index funds, and they are part of what we call S&P. When you talk about the S&P, they are the 500. They are the most prosperous and strongest companies in the United States. They call them S&P index. So there are 500 of these companies that are doing extremely well. You can buy buy these index stocks for most of these companies, and can rest assured you that you can make a lot of money through that. Then you can also do what we call co-founded real estate. You know, when you talk about co-founded real estate, it means what you are investing in real estate indirectly. You are buying real estate, you are buying stocks in real estate indirectly. In other words, you are not the owner of the real estate, but you are contributing to what we call crowd fund in real estate. And at the end of the day, also, you also want earn what we call a passive income. The another one which you can do that can help you is to be a banker yourself. What do you mean by being a banker yourself? By being a banker, I'm not saying you should go and work in a bank. By being a banker, you can lend out money to people, but you can lend out money to people, but the risk involved is that you might not be able to get your money fully at the end of the day. Because most of those people that you give your money to, most of them might likely not pay you back. They might likely not pay you back. So you can be a banker. So by being a banker, it means that what you are lending money out to people and they are paying you back one way or the other. So they are paying you interest back upon the money you are giving to them. For example, you can lend somebody 20,000 naira and you tell the person, if I'm going to give you this money, this is the amount of money they are going to pay back to me. So when you earn that money, when that person pays the money back, he's going to pay the interest upon that money. And that interest is your passive income. Is your passive income. Then another one is that you can rent out part of your house, like what we used to do in schools in those days. Those rooms, you might not be able to occupy everywhere. So you might decide to maybe rent a place and you now sublet that place to your friend. Maybe a two-bedroom flat or a three-bedroom flat. You might sublet maybe two of those rooms to your friends and they are paying you. It's also a passive income. Then we also have what we call investing in municipal bonds. They are when you talk about municipal bonds, they are local government bonds. Local government bonds. In fact, this one is more evident in the United States of America. So you can buy in Nigeria here. You can buy municipal bonds in Nigeria, even though we are not in USA. So you can buy municipal bond in Nigeria. So that means that you buy what bond in the United States of America when you are even what in Nigeria. So you can imagine what you are going to gain from that. So what's a municipal bond? They are local government bonds, local government bonds. So some local government in USA and some other parts of the world or countries, they give out what we call municipal bonds, which they give out to members of public. And you can be a signatory to that municipal bond by buying from those bonds in those countries. So you can imagine while in Nigeria, your money is working for you in overseas. So it's another way of making money. The other one, which you can also make passive income, which is also possible, is when you make videos. Like what I'm doing now, you make videos. I know of a guy that in United States of America, he will go and clean somebody's house for free. And while you are watching that video, you are paying him. YouTube is paying that guy. So I used to encourage people to make a lot of videos, even if it is a skit. You make money from there. Like for example, YouTube gives what we call 1,000 what? You must have 1,000 followers or subscribers. Then you must have what we call 4,000 watch hour. You can imagine if you can, achieve this purpose by having those conditions, then you are going to be earning money. They'll be paying you what in dollars. And the more you have more subscriptions and watch hour, the more you'll be smiling to the banks. You can imagine that you can make money. So you can do some skit or some funny things and some things like that that will make people to come and watch your video. And by so doing, you can make a passive income. I know of people that are, there was time I went to Ikeja to make some purchases concerning my studio, and somebody was telling me that some guys make about 8 million naira in a month. Some people make 2 million, 1 million, 800,000 naira in a month. And my head was when this is money, this is money. So you can make money by making videos. Then you can also be an influencer. You can be an influencer. You know what I mean by that? You influence some certain things on behalf of some people because you're a popular guy or you're a celebrity. Those people will come to you that if you come and be part of their video or help to push their video. And when you do that, you are making money as well. They are paying what we call a passive income. So you can make money in so many ways in a passive way in Nigeria. Now, for us to actually be able to really understand the conceptual analysis of this topic, there's a need for us to talk about how we need to save money. How do you save money? How do you save money? A lot of people are having problems in how to save money per month. You take that salary at the end of the day, before the 10th of the month, you're already indebted to so many people. You borrow money from here, you borrow money from there, and at the end of the day, you become a debtor. So how do you save money? How do you save money? So you just want you to quickly follow me through with this analysis I'll quickly make before I round up this video. One of the ways in which you can save money is when you review your bills. you review your bills. Now you can review your bills on daily basis, on weekly basis, on monthly basis, on quarterly basis, or at the middle of the year, or every year you can review your bills. And how do you review your bills? You look at those things that you actually do not need, those things that are tapping into your money and taking your money away. You can do away with those things and stop buying those things at the end of the day. And by so doing, I can bet you that the amount of money you are going to spend in those things is going to be reduced to the barest minimum. Then you need to know the true cost of what you are buying. That is the second one. You need to know the true cost of those things that you're actually buying. What is the true cost of those things you're actually buying? What are the things you actually buy? How much you spend on those things every day, every week, every month, every 6 months, or in a year? How much you spend? If you can be able to have a clear picture of the true cost of what you are buying, I can bet you can be able to also know how much you are spending on daily basis or weekly or what or monthly. And by so doing, you can be able to cut some certain things off that you don't need these things, and you'll be able to save money in that regard. Regard. Then eating out and drinking out is another point. Eating and drinking out. There are some things that you can cook in your house. There are some drinks that they can drink in your house. It is not necessary or mandatory that you take beer or you buy expensive food outside there. Like there are some things that you can actually cook in your house that does not cost you a lot of example. Some people go out there to buy just ordinary tea in a restaurant or in a hotel just because you want to buy some certain things, just because you want to impress some certain people. At the end of the day, you go out there to buy most of these things and you spend money when you buy them. So it is important that in most cases or in most times, you save more money when you cook inside your house or when you take some things inside your house than when you go out there, because the person you are going out there to buy those things from is what wants to make profit, wants to make what we call marginal profit. Then another one is number four. You need to learn the power of negotiation. A lot of us go out there to price some things that ordinarily they will have sold it for for 10 naira. But because you feel you're a big boy or you are very shy and you buy those things at the rate of 20 naira, that means you are spending more in that regard. So what we're saying here is that before you buy anything, you need to learn how to negotiate the price of that thing. So if they tell you it's 20 naira, if they tell you it's 20 naira, you can price it down to what? To 10 naira or 5 naira. I'm just giving an analysis. So not every price that is given to you that you should accept. You need to learn how to negotiate. Then another thing is that you need to shop around. What do you mean by you need to shop around? You need to shop around to know those areas that you can go, that you can buy something cheaper, and those areas that you need to avoid where they sell something what on a higher price. In fact, it's very rampant in this part of the country. You can do a research or just go out there and be able to determine those areas that when you go out there, the price of those things are on the high side because of the locality, or because of the grandeur harbor, or because of the developed nature of that area. It's called that most things in those areas are very, very, very expensive. But if you go to the other area where you don't have most of this edifice or those grandeur harbor, or those beautiful, developed area, it's called that if they are selling those things in those developed area for 20 naira, in the other side you can get it for maybe 16 naira or 15 naira. So it depends on what? On your ability to shop around. The other one is that you need to sell those things that you are not using in your house. There are so many things that people are not even using that is creating, like I said in my previous lecture, that is creating dust in the house. They are creating cockroaches, they are creating rodents, and some other harmful agents in the house. You can get rid of. So some people will feel that that when you put your house to be stuffed with so many big things, then that makes you what? A big boy. It doesn't make you a big boy because most of these things you are not using them. So you need to learn how to set up those things. Then the money you make from those things, you can actually use those money to invest in investment management platforms And those investment management platforms, I'm going to talk about them in our previous lecture, in our next lecture. I'm going to talk about Trove, I'm going to talk about Bamboo, I'm going to talk about Shaka, I'm going to talk about FBN Edge, I'm going to talk about Zenith Bank, I'm going to talk about Stanbic IBTC, I'm going to talk about UBA, management asset system, management asset system. I'm going to mention all these, those management companies that you are actually what investment companies that you can actually invest your money in and make money and make money. So it's time for you to make money. The another thing I'll mention is that whenever you take a loan, from a bank or microfinance banks, if at all you take a loan, avoid paying what? Avoid paying late. When you pay late, you pay a penalty. They will what? They will rip you off. They will make sure that you pay that penalty. So every late payment that you make regarding to taking of loan, they will what? They will penalize you and they will default you. And when they default you, you what? You pay a penalty. So those penalties or what or extra money that is added to your money, if you calculate those things at the end of the month, at the end of the year, they are something. They are something. They are something. And if at all you can avoid what making late payment when it regards to borrow money from banks or mortgage finance organizations, then I can bet you can save money in that area as well. Then another one, which is the last one I'm going to talk about, is what I call cash in and what or no. Cash in or what or no. Cash in are those things that are needed to buy. And no are those things that you don't need to buy. They are not important. They are liabilities. They are actually liabilities. Like I said last time, liabilities what consume money. That liabilities are what are funded. For example, if you buy a car, you buy an expensive car, I can bet you that you pay more to maintain that car compared to somebody that buys what an ordinary car. You understand? So car is a liability. And I mentioned in my last lecture that when you buy a car and that car is what is not getting you money at the end of the day, but you are rather what putting money to service that car, to maintain that car, it becomes what a liability. So anything that will not fetch you money, but rather what will take money from your pocket is a liability. So you need to know what are those things you need to buy and those things you must avoid. Assets are very good. Asset what? You can invest in assets. You can put your money into what? Into investment. But when you talk about liabilities, it is what? It is time consuming, it is money consuming, and it makes you what? To be indebted. So I can bet you that if you put all these things together, you can be able to say that you can save money at the end of it. I've mentioned so many of them. I said you need to review what you are buying, you need to know the cost of what you are buying, then you need to eat in or eat out or avoid what eating outside or drinking outside. You can cook all those things in your house. You can take all those drinks in your house without even going out. Most times people buy beers, you buy wine, you buy all those things, but you don't need to drink beer in most cases. You can take just water. It's enough for you. You understand? What doesn't differentiate you from someone that buy that drinks a beer and someone that takes a water. Even water is even more healthier than even a beer. You understand? Then of course I mentioned what we call you can shop around, you can negotiate the price of goods and services. When they give you a price of a particular goods and services, you can just negotiate that price. By negotiating that price, you are saving money for yourself. You are saving money for yourself. The other one, which is what I will talk lastly, is that you need to learn a skill. You need to learn a skill. The world is changing now. People are learning skills. Of course, you can learn mechanic, you can learn, photographing, you can learn so many things out there. You can learn even a tailor. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You become a fashion designer, you touch it up. You become a world-class fashion designer. You touch your fashion style and and skills in a modern way that people can accept it. You understand? So you need to learn a skill for you to make a passive income. And when you learn a skill, the money you get from these skills that you have actually acquired, you can actually learn how to save this money where it can go into into investment platform. So today we've actually learned a lot of things, and I can bet you that if you put all these, secret that I've just enumerated and explained shortly into practices, you can be best assured that you can actually save more money for yourself and also invest more money for yourself. And when you have an investment platform, you have an investment platform, and you're able to differentiate between your spending, your investment, and your savings, I can bet you the sky is the limit. When you follow this word, top secret, the sky is the limit for you. It has worked for so many people. It has worked for me. It has worked for so many people. And in fact, a lot of people have been calling me regarding this, and they have been motivating me to do more videos on how to make more wealth for yourself. And that is why in my next lecture, I'm going to discuss about all these investment platforms, because people have been disturbing me that what are these investment platforms that they can actually invest their money into and make more money for themselves. You can make more money every year for us, I can guarantee you. Apart from that, you can save more money into this investment platform and get returns at the end of the day. Based on this, I'm going to stop here on this lecture. My name once again is David Oni, and my YouTube channel is what is David Oni Wiz. If you have not subscribed to this channel, it is time to do so. So I want to use this so that whenever there is a video coming up, you can always be the first to watch my videos. And I can bet you my videos have always been interesting, they have always been beneficial, they have always been edifying, they have always been what sensational, they have been scintillating, they have been top notch. And if you follow most of my principles that I've been stating all this while, I can bet you will call me one day and say, man, thank you so much for your lectures. So go out there and subscribe to my channel, click the notification, and also, leave your comment on how I can serve you better in this great project of ours. Till we meet next time, I remain your humble servant, David Oni. Please don't forget, click on that notification button and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. We will meet next time. Thank you and goodbye.